How can a woman be a goddess? Or paano ang isang babae maging isa ka Diyosa? That question will be answered by, well, a colleague in the academe, also a fellow campus journalist, an award-winning book author, and of course, somebody who is into mindfulness and someone who has transitioned in the midst of a pandemic. I'm happy to share with you this one-on-one interview with the Diosa herself, Jeanette Patindol.
Her formal academic training is in business and economics, but her first love and passion have always been books, reading, and writing. She was awarded the Philippine Board on Books for Young People's Alfredo Salanga Prize for Children's Literature twice, in 2004 and 2007, for her best-selling and pioneering children's books addressing adult issues, Papa's House, Mama's House, on marital separation and tight times, on financial hardship in the family. She is a multi-awarded educator in the Philippines, teaching economics, communications, and interdisciplinary studies courses at the University of St. LaSalle for 23 years until July 2020. In 2009, the Soroptimist International Eastwood City recognized her with its annual Making a Difference for Women and Children award. In 2018, the provincial government of Negros Occidental selected her as its most outstanding Negrosanon for education and literature. After retiring early from her university teaching career, she has recently started her Diosa Ways series as she focuses full-time on her writing career.
Actually, when I started Diosa Ways as a passion project last year, it was December 13 last year, it was inspired by a training I did for a group of grassroots community women in Sipalay. No? So they asked me to come in to do a training for women, but they said, SB Garingalaw, who was my former student, they said they have had already gender development, the usual official trainings. They wanted something for personal enrichment. So the Diosa Ways idea has been on percolating in my mind for the last 2 to 3 years already. Pero sa dito, singko tilawan ko ni Guru sa ila kung makaya sa grassroots, kaya ni sang tanan. Kaya singko kung mag-get nila sa ila level, how can I explain divine feminine, divine masculine sa ila nga level? If they can get it, anybody can get it. Because these are grassroots community women and community women leaders na may mga men man to, mga of the 30, mga apat siguro men. And so we did the exercises, what has been percolating in my mind. So amo ni subong i-discuss ko mga 3 everyday ways. We did the exercises there. And the response was so enthusiastic. Nakibot ko nga, pati ang organizers nakibot man. Gets nila to the point nga even before we ended sang seminar, nga ba sila balik kami kay we want our husbands also. So pati ang mga men nakayamuo kinanglan ni namon sa pag everyday nga pag ano. So dito ko nakuha nga singkuti kung kaya sa grassroots community level, kaya by anybody. So there is no and I was surprised because what I thought originally again it was middle class lang ni or upper class nga patterns nga mga angst ng mga kababayin hanta ang mga usual nga mga silent secret agonies nga wala lagi na share gani abi ko for a particular socio-economic level nga sa babayi lang ay sa grassroots pag kay they're more vocal so it's a pattern among all women of all socio-economic levels and even the men who attended they agreed no hambalila kung kaintindi ni tani nga amon asawa sini inang enrich ang amon pag inupdanay. So dito ko nakuha ay singkuti I became braver also about putting my voice out there. So I started the Diosa Ways website as a passion project. Na gusto ko lang just to share, no. And then I was surprised to have some subscribers subscribing from different parts of the world. Ay, na ano ni nga na amo na. So I just followed that my passion na lang eh.
No?
Wherever it led me, nga may mga doors nag-open, nga wala ko napinsaran. nga
So we're
open.
done with energy. Then time, tama?
Yes,
And
time. A is attention.
Attention.
Where you put your attention to, because where you put your attention to is where you invest time in.
Correct.
And where you usually also invest your money in. So, well, there are sacrifices because once you commit to yourself and once you commit to investing in yourself, there are things that are not worthy of you that you have to give up. So I don't call it a sacrifice because sacrifice is when you give up something of higher value for a lesser value. That's a sacrifice. But if you give up something of a lesser value for a higher value, I don't see it as sacrifice. It's actually leveling up. So example could be sa akon, because I was a single parent of 3 very young children. Huwag na chimpo, bisan makapanghusay ka. Di kakabit na sila sa palda mo. Bisan amo na nga chim. So the first thing I gave up was actually watching TV. I haven't watched TV for the last 20 years, but if I have information that I want to look up, then I do research. No? So, level up lang kuya eh. But I found myself happier, with apologies to traditional media but I find myself happier because I'm actually sitting with my own thoughts. And if there's something that I want to find out, I look at more valid, legitimate sources, not the popular thought. It might be popular, but it might not be right. No? So, daw na-detox ko my mind was detox. For the whole 10 years, my world was children's, kaya I had 3 young children. So, I wrote the children's books. So, when you level up, it opens up a lot of creative doors. So, hindi give up sa akon ang TV. But I know for many, give up na ang TV. Kaya mo nang kalingawan. Pero damo ka pa da mahimo sang lantaw mo TV actually. For yourself. No?
Speaking of attention, everybody's into social media, diba? The digital media now. Ikaw, anong tips ka mahatag mo? Especially for the young ones. Because they're the ones who are really glued to it, diba?
Yes.
Tapos ang mga kabataan man ng babae, you know, sometimes, you know, they tend to like do things that they think is fun or popular, diba? Sense of belongingness, pero sometimes they go overboard.
Yeah. I had a student before who shared with me, pero laki ni siya. Hambal niya ako, dito ko na-amaze ang hala, ano ni the world? Mag-post siya ko tagaan niya 3 hours ang posting niya, hindi makalabot sa number of likes na delete niya. Because his sense of worth and affirmation, laki niya, pero hambal niya amo na-miss. Because he found me at a time, and he was messaging me, and he was sending me links, hambal ko, I'm sorry, I'm on a social media fast right now. Doon nakibot siya, ano na-miss ang social media fast? Ko, I just stay away from social media for a number of days. Ngayon matilaw, ako na, and then he shared nga amo na. No? So, tips, actually, in the course today, nga Free Your Diosa, there's one topic there on detox your mind in 5 steps. No? But I will be offering this later in the Diosa Academy as a free course, as a free mini course, because I see that it's a prevalent need for many. So the 5 steps actually are number 1. I teach stillness exercises here, but you just do breathing and connecting to your energies, not just your own energies, but heaven and earth energies. So I teach that in the course. No? And number 2 is may day you spend a day just watching what you are feeding on, observing lang. So in this course, I have a journal, an exercise where they are asked to log their use of media, not just social media. And then after you have discovered how much you are using social media, in my experience, because this happened to me in 2016, Christmas, kasako sang Christmas, and then sa mothers, amo nang ka-stress, no? Nga daw nag-alugig ko nga, ay nano na ning buhay ko, nga daw ka wala ko sang ano. And then I started logging my social media use. Diyos ko, nakibot ko. Utod-utod ko maggamit social media is not one time, but I had an average of 13 hours a day. Social media use, that's addiction. So hindi ka aware, galing na nasuyok ka na. No? So observing how you use social media and logging it is a good step also. And then after you have gotten your social media use profile, your way of using it, the 3rd step is step away for at least 1 day and discover how your experience of it is, journalize about it. The 4th step is, now that you have stepped away for 1 day, ako actually sometimes if I find I step away for like 1 week, 1 month, no? After you step away, amat-amat ka na detox. So may withdrawal symptoms, mga katol-katol ang mga urge mo. The urge is signaling to you a need inside, which temporarily before was addressed by social media. But I would suggest you sit with that need. Ano na siya nga need? Affirmation, need for being validated. Kaya makuha mo na in other ways. Doing creative projects, doing ano. So, you listen to yourself and sit with yourself. The fifth step is, since na-empty mo na to ang ang space nga previously gamitan mo sa social media, you can fill it up now with more life-affirming indulgences, no? Creative projects, anong hilig mo, maluto, magtanong, you fill it up with that. So these are the 5 steps which I also discussed in the mini course. But for now, my use of social media is, ginakadlawan kasi when some people know, I log in, I log out. I mute all the notifications. And I have a specific time to address only to go online. So hanggang 8 o'clock lang sa gabi, after sinada, I don't entertain even mga message. Di ko ara siya yai. Kaya I know my priorities. Ang priorities ko as long as me and my children are safe and we are all home, I actually turn off my cell phone. So it's for me to protect my mental space. No? So just trying that, mag-log in, log out ka lang sa damo-damo mga apps, tilawi lang na bala because it's a more mindful use. Intentional ka magsulod mo, mag-log in ko amo lang ko nga oras, mag-log out ko amo lang na. Just trying that will already do a lot for you in terms of reclaiming your space, your mental health.
So how do we follow, your courses? I'm sure there are a lot of them who are interested. Paano kami makasubaybay?
The name of the school is the Diosa Academy /teachable.com, no? Pero sudbong wala pala siya. You can find it in the internet. But the name of the school really is the Diosa Academy.
So, like for example, to women like us or even young women, ang pandemic ba lang impact sa ato na kabudlay sang tanan? But how do we stay strong? Mentally, health-wise, diba? Emotionally also.
Mentally is amutong kaginang discuss ko, step back and reclaim your mind space, even just for a day, no? And ang kalibutan hindi lang sa social media. No, that's it's not everything there. And when you step back, you see that life is larger than the life that you have in social media. Physically, I highly suggest, I have transitioned into plant-based nutrition now. Because plant-based nutrition is not just for the physical health. Me, because of my commitment to energy work, you actually discover that when you're eating real food from the ground, no, not synthetic, you feel lighter, your energy is cleaner. So I'm able to do better and more work than when I'm naga-synthetic. So I would highly suggest stay away from processed food, mga tanan nga mga artificial, no? The more real, the better. Emotionally, most of our emotions are influenced by the thoughts we think. And the thoughts we think are influenced by what we feed on around us. So amo na gani careful kita kay kung halong tagani kung pakaunon ka sang sagbot halin sa basurahan, makaon ka, hindi ay. Pero many of us take it all in media, in social media. Absorb lang without discernment. Sa kasagbutan, fake, false news, no? You don't even bother to check if it's true or not. So tanan na sila kasagbutan, napuno na sa ulo mo. So no wonder nga ang imo feeling, how do you feel? Heavy ka, burden ka. I think there was a study before, 5-6 years ago. What I got from that article, what they initially found in that pilot study was they asked people how they were feeling before, when they woke up, and then after they have been on Facebook. No? What they found out was that the quality of the feeds that you get, internet news feed lang na ha, the quality in the sense nga, are they uplifting or are they depressing, affects the person times 4. So even if they are your friends in Facebook, but they are not really your friends, you don't even know them in real life. If they are blamers, complainers, ranters, haters, mga mo na nga feed, pagka-open, mag-ibalas ang feed mo, that affects you without you knowing it, times 4 ang effect sa emotional. So nabasa ko itong article, I started being conscious of my friends, my mga blamers, complainers, bashers, haters. Sa una, ginatagaan ko pa 3 strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, tapos unblock or unfriend. So, pag 1 strike 1 na lang unfriend, ako na sa
Ako
block.
man, I do that.
So, I'm very conscious now of that. And then,
sometimes when you just unfriend, pag
makita mo.
makita mo siya kaya
Especially if you have mutual
diba
friends.
so I really block. And you don't, diba, you don't need that.
And you don't know them anyway in
Correct.
real life, no? And then what I did, because there's what I call the law of the vacuum. Ang gina-empty mo ba lang nga space, hindi na siya mag-remain empty, dugay mo, mapunaan na siya. So either ikaw mapuno sina or iban man ang mapuno sina. So ato, gin pang unfriend ko sila, gin pang block ko sila, kakas na sila. Pero siyempre, may newsfeed kagyapon of people, no? So to protect myself from, kasi I think we have the habit nga pagkamatagid sa aga. Upgrade sa phone, no? Ti imagine, newsfeed mo doon sa mag-attack sa mind mo. To protect myself from that attack, just to prevent, even if these are the friends I am already okay with, just to prevent that, what I did was look at pages I follow, ang mga inspirational pages, life-affirming pages, and then I made them see first. So you are limited to 5. So they are the ones I see first in my newsfeed. Every time I check on my newsfeed, hindi ko magulpihan sa mga problema sa iba, no?
It's really mindfulness, no?
Yes.
As Jeanette puts it, the Diosa Ways series reflects her own lifelong self-study, learning, and inner work on her spirituality, on meditation and mindfulness, yoga, energy healing, consciousness evolution, and living whole and healthy in all ways, as well as her various engagements, particularly with women and girls from all walks of life, as a speaker, trainer, researcher, consultant, cultural worker, and peace and development worker.
Right there on top of the moon, we could sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care, just be here and I'm good alone. I'll be okay, miss you like an old friend. Too scared now, thinking I should call up, I'm not. I think it's hard how we always wait another day, how we watch things that can't just walk away. Let's live down by the water, watch it come and go home. I wish we were bold to like sail away. I just don't wanna care. Can you be here and I'm good alone? I'll be okay.
Thank you, Miss Tanya Lopez of the Negros Museum, for welcoming me here for this beautiful place we could shoot. Don't forget, subscribe to Yas on YouTube, and of course follow us on Facebook, Yasmin Pascual, where you get all the updates about our vlog, and of course join me in all the adventures, and of course join me in this journey, and let's all help spread positivity, peace, and love. Yes! Say always, yes to love.
I never listen to your cheers and